I took a very student-centered approach. Right from the beginning, they self-selected what they wanted to read, and at the end, I had them look back at all of their regular journaling, their reading that they had done, and create this project that was evidence of their own learning. Recognizing each student has unique ways of learning in the class, I was able to get to a place that it completely surprised me. They taught me a lot. I just needed to trust them.
My project was a website called A Celebration of Literature.
My project was I made a magazine.
I made a biographical website.
A physical treasure chest.
A sort of lab-style book that replicated a university science lab.
I decided to make a physical cereal box.
Part of the class is that we do journal entries every day, and we just kind of dump our thoughts on a piece of paper and don't look at it again. And part of the project was we were supposed to go back to some of these journal entries and edit them.
I work better when I am in digital form because it allows me to go back and edit things more easily than erasing and rewriting again and again and again.
So I compiled all of my evidence of reading and evidence of writing from the year, and I turned it into a biographical website describing the kind of things I was interested in and the kind of person that I am.
And so I just had samples of my learning, and then I arranged them with, I tied them up with string, I weathered them, did all this kind of stuff to make it feel like I was discovering my learning for the first time, just digging it up out of the sand.
For the box, I just kind of wrapped it in my own packaging, and then on the inside of the box was the actual pieces of learning evidence.
It was intimidating because I like reading to myself and kind of being able to look back and see how I've grown, but sharing it to a teacher and to my classmates, I really felt like I had to open up on who I was.
Have heard before, and that I think was really apparent in this class, was the phrase, write without fear, edit without mercy. I really felt that I was doing that for the first time in this classroom.
I chose a magazine because I like editing, so I like adding images in to contrast what I wrote. So yeah, I wanted to make something that was also physical copy so people could see, so I could have an online version and a printed version.
And I take a passion in the sciences, specifically physics. So I wanted to use that passion to sort of drive my summative and ensure that my work represented me. So I was able to learn how to improve not only my writing in general, but my writing based off of subjects that I enjoy.
I think the ability to choose what we were able to analyze and what we wanted to study allowed us to put a lot more passion into the project because it was something that we wanted to learn. It was something we were interested in studying, not so much something we were forced to look at, and I think that really improved the quality of our assignments.
Other classes of English, I felt like I was kind of doing it because I had to, but this year specifically, I kind of felt more involved in it because I got to connect what I was learning about in other classes into how I was improving my writing and how I was improving my reading.
My learning can be displayed in any way that I want. It doesn't have to be a traditional essay. So it really allowed me to kind of be myself and show this throughout my learning, and I found that extremely valuable.
I feel that the traditional school system really infantilizes students in a way, and it doesn't, it's very rigid. It was a very open environment and open space to learn and to ask questions, and if you want to work with people and collaborate with people, you had the opportunity to do that, but you also didn't feel pressured to if you didn't want to.
This classroom is set up pretty differently than other classrooms I've been in. The desks are created in clumps with each other, so every day we would sit down and there's always someone around you. So if you just want to talk about something, or if you have questions about something, or you want to ask what other people are doing, there's an opportunity to do that.
I had friends that were writing about gender theory, and I was writing about structuralism and unreliable narration. And so just seeing the difference in what we were doing, but it was all towards the same project and the same end goal.
At the same time that I was in English, I also had law, and in law class I was working on a mock trial. So before the day of the mock trial, I went to Miss White and I said, here are my cross-examination questions. And we realized that when we use passive voice in cross-examination, it sounds innocent. So I was able to use passive voice in my examination of my own witnesses, and it sounds all very circumstantial. And being able to connect the English courses and law was amazing.
If grade 9 English had been structured this way, I think I would have been able to find out my passions a little bit sooner. I think I would have had the liberty to explore those passions and find more interest about them.
It removes the feeling that the student has to cater to whatever their teacher wants and instead just demonstrate what they've learned.